Okay, Coach, we are just west of downtown Denver off of I-25 at Empower Field at Mile High. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Denver Broncos. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Set up, 18 Gator. Check 55 to Mike. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
One play has them to the 37 here for 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a first carry for their fullback. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8. Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. That'll be caught by Cup. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Let's go.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Not today, you are. Not today.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. He's got his tight end fan. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
And able to work his way down to the 16. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
He'll get this with a cut complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. They'll run with Lindsey. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Phillip Lindsey, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. To throw is Prescott. Looking for Edelman, and he hits him. It's complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a 1st down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
The Broncos going dime. 2 extra defensive backs for 3rd down.
Playing pass all the way.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 30.
A gain of 26 yards. 1st down, Dallas.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 30-yard line. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. To throw on 2nd and 6. Prescott. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And the QB rating right now is sky high. 4 for 4 on that opening drive, and it ends with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to figure it out. I think I need my friends from MIT to come in and help me. I think 158.3 is the number one.
Yep, that's
right. That's the highest you can get. That's where he is. He'd like to continue on that pace.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Down.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl. Get it.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. Throwing his lock on third down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Christian Covington with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It's fielded at the 45. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10.
Check. Check 53. Here we go. 26.
First down, Prescott. And this one's incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On third down, it's Prescott. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Will Parks there in coverage to knock it away.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Watch the run. Hey, check 25.
Going to run the sweep here. This is Cup. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Ready? 10-2 start. 54 Mike. They gonna need some therapy after this.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brought down at the 23-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 23-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Crunch time, defense.
7-7, our score after 1.
7-7.
Set. 18 Gator. 54. Hey, pick your game up. Ready?
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He'll find Lindsey here. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Ready? 8 read. Hey man, watch the boot. 2.
To throw on 3rd down. Block. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards that time.
That's good for Broncos. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Locke going to bring the offense up 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. On 1st down, Lindsey. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, come on out here. Come Greystone, travel. Come get some. He don't want it. Deep river.
Here's Lindsey. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. This is the tight end Fant. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Locke going to bring the offense up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Locke now on 1st down. Screen pass to Lindsey. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Locke going to bring the offense up 1st and 10, and he's now 10 of 10 throwing the ball here to start the game. Into the red zone, it's Locke. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
The point after is good, and that makes the score 14-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Sack. Quarterback gets hit.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Block now to throw. He's got his big tight end, Fant.
One of the selling points of the corner route is usually the receiver is able to move away from the defender. But in this case, he didn't get that far away.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, it's Locke. He completes this to Sutton. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
For the Bronco field goal, a 42-yard attempt.
And McManus able to put it through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Cowboy 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Prescott down. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Pass on target, Prescott to Cooper. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 32-yard line.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper, and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what he said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
In on the tackle, the former All-Pro Chris Harris.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 30-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Back to you. I'm going 52.
Now Prescott. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Block now on 1st down. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slapped. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Noah Fant, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point from McManus is good, and it's now 21-17. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop. They went with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Prescott. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down. On 1st and 10, Prescott.
And it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Cooper again the target, but it'll be 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Trying for Cooper again. This time he finds him. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 25-yard line.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
The throw once more on 2nd and 10. Prescott, they get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Prescott. He's got the connection to Cooper. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Prescott now at 200 yards already in this 1st half, and he's not done yet. 1st and 10. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Looking again that time for Amari Cooper, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. And this is caught. It's Edelman. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. To the air again, Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the 1st half. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the 2nd half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. A final shot before half for Locke. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
To throw is Prescott. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. He's at the 50, 30, the 20, 10, and he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Now on 2nd and 13, Prescott. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Will Parks. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Lindsey. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They come out here in the eye.
54. Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
On 2nd down now, it's Hubbard. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Ready. 18 Gator. 54. Watch 54. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready. Get it.
complete to Sanders. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by McManus is good. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. Edelman was the intended target. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On the set. Mike's by 4. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today. Switch. Hit it.
On 1st down, Hubbard. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2 at the 49-yard line.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Watch the curl.
Here's the fullback, Zach Line. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I spy a couple of extra defensive backs on the field for Dallas.
Cowboys in the dime on 3rd. From midfield, here's Locke. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over here at the 20. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Elliott trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Here we go. Go ahead. 53, Mike. Hey, what's that? Hey, what's the ball?
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down.
First down.
Prescott now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
So the illegal forward pass also cost him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Prescott from the gun. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on 3rd down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. This is taken at about the 14.
Let's go.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
That's good for 28 yards.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Down. 18 Gator. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Protein spill. They're running it. Shoot.
Throwing on 1st down is Locke. And that'll be caught by Cup. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
So 2nd and inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. Throwing now is Locke. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
Alert 3. Recon, 132 fighter. Hey, exit. Please grip.
Locke to throw on 3rd and 1. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Cortland Sutton, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front.
When we draw up defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Prescott looks to throw on first. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for Julian Edelman that time. But now it's 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing. Prescott trying for Edelman again. This time he's got it. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. A first down throw for Prescott. That one complete to Elliott. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
This has been an up-and-down, back-and-forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for. And it's 3rd down.
And 8 yards to go.
There you go. Go right in. Hey, they're scared. They're scared. Slam, slam, slam. Here we go, 47. 26.
Prescott to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb able to record his 5th sack of the season. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. The field goal we just saw has us now at a 1-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot of it.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? It might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball, but here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose as opposed to playing to win. And they've got to get back to that, and that means opening things up again, being a little more free in what they're trying to get done on offense.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
218, chopper.
They'll go again with Lindsey. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now, to stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. Clock now to throw. And he hits his target, Deshaun Hamilton. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. Block now. Perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Check it back.
They'll run here with Lindsey. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Another run by Lindsey. And some space here. And he takes this down deep on the Cowboys side of the field. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Cowboys 20.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Hubbard, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
A give, running right, Lindsey. Oh, no, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I know you're looking at the scoreboard clock. We're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it, a costly turnover. The throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He was trying to hit Jameis Olawale that time. And now it's 2nd down.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Hey, come on,
Prescott. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. It's taken on the 25. terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10.
Set, ready? 18, Gator. 55. Tighten up. Pull it together. Ready?
On 1st down, it's Lindsey. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Hey, Delta. Mike 55, Mike 55.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Block. This one complete to the running back, Lindsey. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Give him 3 on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Here we go. 60 out now. Watch the backer. Now.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep. And this is caught inside the 5. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the 1st. The offense just continues to reign supreme. Big plays, both sides, back and forth. Tough to keep track of.
It certainly is, and I'm over here just marveling at what I'm seeing. It's tough for you, though. You got to call all these big plays and have all this emotion each time they go at each other.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that could come back and get you.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got it 2nd and goal now as they look for that final dagger.
36, 32, draw Corker.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hubbard, and he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos push further out in front. McManus's point after is good, and the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Come on, man. Let's go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Bryce Callahan, and he will score. Touchdown, Denver. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. On third down, Elliott. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
A first down carry by Elliott. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first. Probably wishing that they could have had a few runs like that earlier in the game, now facing this deficit in the fourth.
Hard to criticize a run of that magnitude, but they really need those types of runs to go the distance and need bigger plays to try and get back into this one.
Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and